innovative content, global audience.
It has shown that the first subsidy removal in Nigeria could lead to unrest, to hardship, and of course, to groaning. It's on this note that the Labour Congress some days ago did stage a major protest. Since the inception of this first subsidy removal, we've seen it has been from one groaning, one pain, one hardship, one stress to another. A lot of Nigerians, a lot of workers, the common man has been finding it so difficult to live because, of course, even not just the first subsidy removal, not just the price, but a lot of increase have been made in goods and a lot of things have changed.
Yeah.
Now the Nigerians are not even finding it funny anymore.
Hello.
And since this very protest, of course, people came out, people protested. The Nigerian Labour Congress is the mouthpiece of the common man, is the mouthpiece of Nigerian workers, which people thought it was a very good move. However, after that protest, did come the suit from federal government accusing Labour of going on illegal strike. A suit that has been withdrawn, but what is the aftermath of this protest? Of course, today I have with me on the show, the head of information, Comrade Benson Upa. Thank you so very much. Good evening, sir. Thank you for being on the show. And this is Inside Nigeria. My name is Princess KESSY. You're welcome, sir.
No audio.
Can you hear me, sir? Sir, can you hear me now? Yes, so I have with me Comrade Benson, like I did mention. We all know that.
I can't hear you.
I can hear you, sir. I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Pardon?
Can you hear me now? I can hear you clearly.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Why am I not hearing you then? I have to take the phone to my ear.
No, you don't have to. Just increase the audio. Just increase the volume of your phone.
I have raised it to the maximum volume point.
Okay.
This is getting very difficult.
Okay, sir. Since you can't hear me, restart your phone. Just go and come back. Go and come back. Yes, that is what you have to do. Yes, so people, as I was saying, we put the focus on Nigeria today, and of course on the Nigerian Labour Congress, the Nigerian workers, and the common man as well. It's not just basically about the workers. When we
I cannot hear you. Not even one word.
Hello, sir. Are you there? Can you hear me now? Hello, sir. Can you hear me now? Okay, we have a little bit of issues, audio issues from our guest, but we'll go on a quick break. When we return, I'll continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
All we need is love.
My fellow Nigerians, the Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo, both home and abroad, especially the youths, remember that we still stand on one Nigeria. For the unity of our great beloved country, Nigeria, is not negotiable. And to keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done.
Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria! Nigeria no go scatter, your national policeman says so. Carry go!
Nigeria no go ever scatter. Now you want to scatter.
And you hear what the man say?
Nigeria no go ever scatter. Now you want to scatter. Now listen. Our great leaders making a yemi well. No united we stand behind every reform. There should be no more corruption, insecurity, unemployment, power failure, religious crisis, terrorism, tribalism, favoritism in our country.
All we need is love.
scatter, stop killing. Innocent people don't complain. Churches are mosques, schools are order. Because Almighty God called them killing. This is my advice to people. Everybody got to change you. Change from the bad to good. Nigeria no change. We gotta sing it together. Change you. Everybody got to change you. Change from the bad to good. Nigeria no change. Change. We want congratulate our leaders, our new leaders, so they are fit real. We believe we are going on.
Hello viewers, you're welcome back from that quick break. This is Inside Nigeria and I'm reaching you live from our SRTV studio here in London. Of course, I will put the focus on Nigeria. Nigeria is our country. What can we do? At a time like this when it seems like the more people try to look away from this fuel subsidy, we are strong people, let's go on, let's focus, no matter what, we won't break. It's the same time that is as if the pressure is even getting worse. And hopefully we're going to have our guest back on the show. But let's talk about this fuel subsidy removal. So far, how are people doing? That should be the question. A lot of people have been groaning. A lot of people have been crying. They've been lamenting. Since this fuel subsidy removal, it has been from one pain, from one anguish, from one sorrow, cry, torment to the other. How many people can actually afford to buy fuel for that amount? 600 or something. Some are even selling 700 and something. Some are selling as far as 800. How many people are willing? And how much is the minimum wage we talk about? How much is the salary we even talk about? And don't forget that this strike, this major strike, this last strike, this protest by the NSC, Nigeria Labour Congress, which is supposed to be the mouthpiece of not just the workers, but the common, the ordinary Nigerian, has actually caused a lot of tension. This because some felt it was uncalled for, others felt it was the right move, right thing to do. And now the aftermath of that protest is still my worry. I feel like in the first place, why would the government say Nigerian Labour Congress went on strike illegally, or that strike was not called for? This is a time when Nigerians actually need a mouthpiece, the much needed energy from the Nigerian Labour Congress, the TUC, and of course the organized labor. If we are saying they should not protest, they should not speak, who is supposed to speak for the ordinary Nigerian? Who is supposed to speak for the common man? When we look at Nigeria today as we speak, a lot of people are not even doing well. People just pretend to, like I used to say in my previous shows, be nice to people when you go out in Nigeria, because a lot of people just wear clothes, but they are not fine, they are not doing well. People are not able to feed. People are not able to meet up with their daily bread or their daily lives like they used to. A lot of people, and let's even start from away from the government. Of course, that is the focus today on this show Inside Nigeria. But let's look at the private sector in Nigeria. A lot of people, I know some of the state government have already said they cut down on working hours, working days, just to suit the situation or maybe the pressure that Nigerians are going through. But it's still not working, because you can't earn this salary, no increase in salary. If there is increment, okay, you say maybe you'll be able to cope, but there is no increment at all in salary. So people just go to work with the same salary you expected to be at work on a daily basis, and at the end of the day, the salary is not even enough for the transportation, because the fuel increase has changed everything. Now, let's look away from the transportation. Let's look at foodstuff in Nigeria. A lot of people are not even able to feed well as we speak. A lot of people are not able to do what of the medical care is. Everything is just on the rise. And this is the reason it was on this heat that Labour decided to go on this strike. This strike that is now causing so much, the aftermath that is not causing so much tension, we are still talking about today. And that is why, of course, I have my guest, the head of information, Nigerian Labour Congress. Comrade Benson is here. We're having a little bit of thank God he's here with us. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, you're welcome back, sir. Welcome. Can you sit back a little, let the viewers see your face, sir? Sit, relax your back.
Pardon?
Can you sit back a little? Yes, that we can work. Yes, that we can work with that. Thank you, sir. So, you're welcome, sir, to the show. This is Inside Nigeria, and of course, we put the focus today on the workers, Nigerian workers, the Nigerian masses, the citizens, the unrest, because when people are not able to feed, they are not able to live to standard. I would define that in my dictionary as being unrest or duress. Now, sir, what do you have to say? We know that there was the last strike was the last protest was even a major protest, and a lot of people did come out for that protest. The aftermath, the federal government did indeed accuse Labour of protesting illegally, and now there was a suit that followed. A lot of things have been happening since the last protest. What's going on? Brief us, sir. Exactly what's on ground now?
Well, the government accused Labour falsely of
sir, can you
protest.
sit back so we see your face, because there's no head roof, we can't see your face. Yes, sir, that will
Can you
work
see my
for us.
face now?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
I said that the government accused Labour unfairly by saying it broke at the restraining order, that it disobeyed at the restraining order by the court. But
Okay.
about to explain that, we said, well, I mean that what we did was a protest and not a strike.
Okay.
And that the fact in issue was and still remains the movement in price from 537 naira to 617 naira, and not the previous movement from 187 naira to 537 naira.
Okay.
So we told government, well, to keep it brief, that the parties were and are different, the issues different, and a restraining order should not be construed to mean a perpetual injunction.
Okay.
And but that our right to peaceful protest is enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution 1999.
Okay.
As amended. We also say that our right to peaceful protest is enshrined in the African Charter on Human Rights. It is equally enshrined in the corpus of labor laws, labor legislation in the country.
Okay.
So, and that no one, not even the solicitor, general of the federation, can abridge our right to peaceful protest.
Right. So what's ongoing now? We know that that has been the issue for days now. So what's the current situation now with the labor, organized labor, and the federal government as regarding the strike?
The issue is that let me explain this point that
okay,
we gave an ultimatum that if that blackmail, or what we call a litigious terrorism, we said if it was not taken off, the government insisted on oppressing us through threats of litigation and so on and so forth, that will embark on a strike action. And we gave an ultimatum that by the 14th of this month, we'll commence a full-blown strike action. However, happily, our government saw wisdom in what we told it.
Okay.
And accordingly, the solicitor the General of the Federation has issued a statement saying that that the issue of contempt was and still remains out of time. So I think that issue has been buried, has been laid to rest.
Okay, sir. Since that issue has been laid to rest, are we still expecting the strike on a total shutdown on the 14th? Or if government fails to do what they are supposed to do before that 14th? Sir, I said since this particular issue of the courts has been laid to rest, we still have a pending issue of the fuel subsidy removal, the increments in price, which is actually Nigerians are growing and lamenting about. So, what's your ground as regarding the fuel subsidy removal? The price, the pump price.
Well, at the pump price issue remains a sore point because at the combination of the removal of the subsidy plus the devaluation of the naira has made life very difficult for the majority of Nigerians. They are groaning under the weight of the challenges brought upon by these two singular acts. We identified or we itemized a couple of interventions that we felt should be, government should do, including dealing with the criminal content of subsidy, because we do keep on explaining that honest subsidy is not burdensome, but a situation whereby you have a few privileged individuals who pad the cost of subsidy, and that becomes an issue. And that instead of the government dealing with the citizens, government should deal with these crooks who pad this. And happily, the president in his address to the nation did acknowledge the fact that yes, there is a powerful clique, a powerful cabal, rich, strong, but he didn't make any comment about how to deal with this clique. Instead, it is us, the common people, that he's dealing with. This is our protest. But in any case, as I said, we at our meeting of June 5, 2023 in the presidential villa, we did itemize a couple of things.
Sir, hold on. I'll go on a quick break. I want you to hold that thought now. I will go on a quick break, viewers. And when I return, I will still be here with Comrade Benson. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.
SR TV. Innovative content. Global audience.
Hello, viewers. You are welcome back from that break. Yes, I'm still here with Comrade Benson, and this is Inside Nigeria. Comrade, can you hear me?
Faintly, hear you faintly. Go ahead.
Yes, so, sir, I was going to ask, you were actually explaining something, so I will leave you to finish before I throw my next question, sir.
The what?
You were actually explaining something about the subsidy now. So, to Nigerian workers, what is the hope or the fate of the common man and the Nigerian worker right now?
Yes, I said that the burden, the hardship brought upon by the prompt removal of the fuel subsidy and the devaluation of the naira, leading to a spike in inflation. Now, this has caused considerable hardship to the majority of Nigerians. Costs of everything have gone up: transportation, food, rent, education, with some public universities increasing their fees by over 400%. So life has actually, in fact, the quality of life has gone down considerably. So Nigerians are groaning. But I was also trying to explain to you that on the 5th of June,
Yes.
2023, that we did sign a couple of resolutions items, about 7 items of what I'll call a consensual agreement.
Okay.
We said among other things that that the intervention money the government was taking from the World Bank or whatever, that the disbursement of that money should be deepened to include those on the minimum wage scale, and that the process should be transparent. We also said that the local refineries should be fixed as quickly as possible, that infrastructure such as the road network, railways should be expanded and modernized. We said education, that there should be intervention in the education sector,
Okay.
including the allowance, including the upheld salaries of workers in the of workers in the university sector. You know about 8 months salaries of many of the workers in the university sector are still being held by government on the basis of being on strike. We looked at other items, interventions in the health sector, and all of that, a comprehensive this thing, and we said we're going to look at that. I should also share with you that on the day of our protest, Mr. President asked for a meeting and we obliged him, and he said he was going to commit himself to deepening, widening, and fast-tracking the interventions. I forgot to mention the CNG thing. We said that the process of, the citizens should be given an opportunity to use other sources of fueling their vehicles, that they should not be made to rely entirely on PMS.
On PMS, what other sources can they be using, sir, in a country like ours?
Compressed natural gas as an alternative, which is relatively cheaper. But
can that go into every vehicle we already have, or that compressed gas is meant for a specific kind of vehicle, sir?
Yeah, we said the process of the process of conversion, as well as manufacture of new vehicles that could use CNG should be speeded up.
Well, sir, we know that that will take another decade, if not more, when we're talking about manufacturing of new vehicles on how to ease life or the stress of Nigerians. But as of today, sir, are we saying that if government fails to do what you were saying they should do, the strike on the 14th will be sacrosanct, sir?
No, I will not say that the process of making buses or vehicles that could use a CNG will take that long. First and foremost, we have a local plant, a local auto plant called Innocent. The plant has on ground buses or vehicles that could use CNG. And permit me to use the opportunity to say that that the issue of CNG is not actually new in our conversation with the government. It's not new. That we did, I recall we did sign an agreement on September 27, 2020, that to enable companies or entities, or to give Nigerians an opportunity to have the choice of using CNG and PMS. Okay, only government are reneged on that agreement. So arising from that, Innocent put in place processes that could hastily convert for those that are willing to convert. In fact, indeed, in our meeting with Innocent Motors, they said they have quite a number of buses on ground, and they have capacity to make about 500 buses or more per month. So, and it's not only Innocent that is available. We have some private concerns or entities that are ready to be part of the conversion process. So it is not going to be a question of waiting for Godot. In fact, one of the outcomes of our meeting with Mr. President was that that the process of conversion should be deepened and speeded up, and we now have shorter timelines to accomplish all of this. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No. Shall we? Yeah, good to see you. Yes.
I'm just coming from GS. He said he's trying to get what he needs because there's no getting the offer.
Okay. Okay, I'm almost done now, sir.
We are preparing for this youth pay. We are sending them proposals, but the partners are not forthcoming.
Okay.
So what we intend to do is, I think for now, we just do a quick statement.
Okay.
So I'll do a draft and then share it with you, see if we can send that one out and then do something more elaborate later.
Okay, well, yeah, when is the youth day?
Youth day is on Saturday, actually, which is 12.
Saturday.
12.
So which means you have to have a draft ready by tomorrow. So that we can get it
Hello,
out.
sir.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're just talking about the innocent vehicle and all that. We do hope.
Yes.
I don't know how that is. I don't know how that will work. But we need. We are thinking that Labour, the Nigerian Labour Congress, being the mouthpiece of Nigerian workers and of course the common man, we think we need a prompt response to this because this fuel issue is not even about the transportation alone, but about the increment in foodstuff and house strength, every other.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Sorry about
I
that. There was a
never.
little bit of network issue there. Yes, sir, but
You
we
say
will
what?
let you go today because of the issues we're having. But before we go, so now what's the message to the Nigerian workers and the people? Because as it stands, they seem confused. They don't know the stand of labor and of course the government. They are just in between.
I mean, you are the one saying Nigerians don't know the stand of labor. Nigerians
Because
know
I did my
that
research,
labor.
a lot of people did have shared the same opinion,
Excuse,
sir.
excuse me, Cassie. Um, in this engagement with labor, in this engagement with government, labor has been most patriotic and conscious of the plight of Nigerians,
Nigerians.
and his demands have not been are restricted to favor his members alone, but the entire society.
Society.
So, and permit me to remind you that among other things that Labour did up, in addition to the issue of CNG, intervening in education so that there will be no school fees and all of that. Labour has demanded for a wage dash. In any case, our wages in the public sector have been overdue since. In fact, they were last reviewed in 2011. So
Okay.
issues of wages, issues of transportation, issues of interventions in favor of the poor, the vulnerable, and all of that. So our demands have been well thought out and comprehensive. and the government faithfully works on the timelines, we have no doubt that Nigerians will be the better for it. Don't forget also that we said,
Comrade, what you're saying in essence is that Nigerians, we should be hopeful, we should wait and see the result or the outcome of this resolution you have with the government, sir.
yes, and don't forget that that we are not resting on our oars. Only yesterday, we were still with the leadership of the Senate to say, look, this is the issue. You have a role to play, and you undertook on August 2nd to convey our demand to government, in addition to our conversation. So, we're tackling, or let me say that we are piling pressure from all sides, so that the executive doesn't go to sleep over this matter, because every one of us is feeling the pinch. And you know one thing, we keep explaining to government that in Western countries, energy is subsidized. In fact, there are two layers of subsidy. The regular subsidy that we know, and the one brought upon by the conflict in Ukraine. So that it will not be appropriate for government to criminalize subsidy for the poor in Nigeria. But that what government should speedily do and be seen to so do, is to deal with the criminal content in subsidy, okay? And to also look at other policies that have been anti-poor, including the reckless devaluation of the Naira, okay? And other macro and micro policies that are designed to favor market fundamentalism. Okay? Every government's policies of necessity should have a human face. When they don't have a human face, there is bound to be, in fact, there are bound to be consequences. We have let government know about this. Yes.
Okay, Comrade, thank you so much for being on our show today. Hopefully, we'll bring you back, because this is still a developing story. We expect more, we expect to see more, but we do hope that Nigerians will be patient to wait for that outcome. And of course, the grinding, we know the fuel price is still the same, nothing has been done yet, but we hope sincerely that Nigerians, we have the patience to wait until Labour and the federal government resolve this issue once and for all. Well, thank you so very much, Comrade, for being on the show Inside Nigeria today. And thanks to the labor, organized labor, what you do, you're carrying the burden, and we understand. We hope sincerely that you will do more, the organized labor. Thank you, Comrade, for being on the show.
Thank you. My pleasure. Okay.
Yes, viewers, we've been on the show Inside Nigeria. A lot of issues even left unsaid as I'm here now. But of course, we'll come your way again next time. When we come this time, we'll come with maybe still the same issue. This fuel subsidy removal has really caused, will I say damage, will I say stress? I don't know the words to use, but we know everybody's feeling it. This is not just for the common man or even the poor or the middle class. I want to believe that everybody is feeling this pain. People are lamenting, and it's getting across to everybody. So this is something that all hands needs to be on deck. We'll support the organized labor to do their best to make sure that the government do something about this, to ease the stress of Nigerians, and of course to make Nigeria a better place to live in for every citizen. Well, I remain Princess KESSY. This is broadcasting from SRTV Studio London. I'll see you again next time on this show. But before then, remember that peace is priceless, so let's give peace a chance. Good evening.
SRTV.